Our students are going to do so many great things when they graduate. I'm looking for the next president to come out of this valley. I'm looking for the next governor to come out of this valley. I'm looking for doctors to come out, lawyers to come out, teachers to come out, and maybe superintendents like myself. I'm looking for our students to make a change in this school community that says we are no longer Eastern Coachella Valley, poor Eastern Coachella Valley. We are proud Eastern Coachella Valley members, and we're going to make sure our students come back and change this whole area and continue to make it a place to come, a place to live, and a place to be proud of.
Here in the eastern part of the Coachella Valley for now 17 years, and so I feel very privileged to be able to serve this community. As rich as this community is in culture, there are some issues within the environment that I am concerned with the students.
It was an unsafe situation for them. I've had parents come to school board meetings with gallon jugs of water that looked like milk almost, because basically it was so much arsenic in the water. They say it's safe, but who really knows? And but it was just a concern for the parents and for us at the school district.
Show and like you can tell people like to clean your environment.
Well, I would like tell them like to take your time and like calm down with your problems and have a little fun and just stop away from your problems and just relax.
and take the time to figure out what's going on and then come together. Cool. It's a very good one.
Una persona ayudar, pues nos da mucho gusto. Porque vemos la necesidad.
We are in need.
Yes. We are happy to do it, and that is our job. To help our students and their families.
As far as CV, how has CV provided you with the services or materials to be able to be effective communicators?
Well, Coachella Valley High School has helped me because my freshman year they gave me a computer, a laptop. It was Dell, and it was really nice because I can actually do my homework, I can research, I can see what's going on in the community by going online and checking the news. I was able to turn in my homework earlier because I had internet access, so that was a great part of it.
So creativity is a mainstay of education. Adjust and mold and do whatever is necessary to meet those students and those families' needs.
Is creativity important in education to you guys?
Creativity, you need to imagine to do something in more ways than just what they tell you. If you can find a new way that could help someone who didn't get it the first time.
Yeah, so don't you think if like an old way doesn't work, that everyone should kind of get together, be creative, and think about new possible... Collaborate, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So we're learning now.
We're going to make sure that we leave no stone unturned in providing our students the best education possible. So we work together. We continue to learn. We continue to grow.
The word faster?
Yes, where you can connect with your friends and it can help you to solve problems and any problem you have.
I think we're going to be giving them a great service. They will accomplish all these things. And then they're going to learn about the world beyond.
I think for us it's very important that our families, your parents, especially if you're a first generation student going into college, that they do get that foundation, that they do go visit colleges and they take you with them so that you are able to see, because this obviously is not the end for any one of us here. When I received 700 kids at the beginning of the school year as freshmen, I want 700 kids to graduate at the end of the 4 years. Because then that means that we are doing the job that we're supposed to be doing, is providing you the education that you need. We all know that education is important, correct? But it's just a small part of it all. You have to be able to be critical thinkers. You have to be able to be effective communicators. You have to be able to take the next step, right?
If we really do strive for being creative, creating collaborative students who communicate and are career ready, I mean, we are preparing them to be productive citizens of tomorrow.
Okay, after they picked a question, we go ahead and we focus on the hypothesis. An educated guess, basically, what they think it's going to happen, what they predict it's going to happen. You want to go ahead and read your hypothesis?
My hypothesis was, in my opinion, it takes about 2 weeks for the minerals to grow into the stream.
So here they believe it's going to take about 2 weeks for the minerals to create. Then we go on to do the research. This is where they research about minerals, maybe salt, what kind of what happens, how does the salt work into creating minerals. So that's when we get them a computer, and then they get into their groups. If working with groups, they go ahead and do that. If working alone, then they just work alone, and we just oversee them, you know, doing their research. Here, this is research.
What is it like when you see the kids doing the research?
It's pretty nice because you see them, they're entertained, you know, they're just very focused, they're just anxious to find out what's going on, you know, what's going to happen with their project.
Okay. I think about all the things that we've done and like, how we can make it better.
We are proud Eastern Coachella Valley members, and we're going to make sure our students come back and change this whole area and continue to make it a place to come, a place to live, and a place to be proud of. Our vision for Coachella Valley Unified School District is to stand there one day as our students leave that stage, graduating and going off into college, that each and every one of them are prepared to be successful.